This is a fight I'm very excited for. Carlos Prates versus Leon Edwards. Right?
Yeah.
I'll set the tone. I'll set the table straight away. Leon Edwards needs to win this fight big time if he's going to continue to be regarded as one of the top dogs at welterweight.
Yeah, that's
he became the champ. He defended against Kamaru. He defended against Colby. He made it look easy. He gets ragdolled by Bilal. He gets submitted by Sean Brady. He's lost his last 2 in a row. He's still relatively young at 34 years old, but I just think stylistically, this is kind of a hard matchup because Carlos Prates, okay, stylistically, he's a striker. So you could say that this favors the pair of them. Leon, and I'll choose my words as respectfully as I can. I'm looking at his record here. 22 wins, 7 knockouts. So historically, he's not a knockout guy. Yeah, he knocked out Kamaru Usman, and that was phenomenal. That head kick will forever be on highlight reels, you know? But I think given all the 5-round experience that he's had, given the championship style, given the fact that he backs up against the fence because he's trying to stop takedowns, and he does play the underhook game very well, and he's got a tremendous amount of experience, and he's beaten Kamaru twice, and he's beaten Colby, and Bilal Muhammad, he lost to, but I'm just looking here. There's other wrestlers, Gunnar Nelson. When you fight
he had a great fight against Gunnar.
When you fight that style all the time, it kind of subconsciously alters your style. Do you know what I'm saying? You know, like when we're young, we're like reckless, we're aggressive, we just go out in a blaze of glory, you're smashing people up, you know, but then the older you get, the more sophisticated you become, the more you understand the game and you're trying to be technical. It kind of takes away from that animalistic side. And Carlos Prates still has that in spades.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this guy's smoking cigarettes and trying to keep himself out of the club just so he can get to the fight. He's still got that raw youngness in him and that youthfulness. And he's, I think it's a bad idea if Leon does even get backed up along that fence. Prates is so good at kind of measuring, throwing spinning attacks, throwing that nasty knee up the middle. He's got good kicks to the body and to the legs too. I agree with you 100% though, that this Leon has got to step on the fucking gas in this fight. He can't do that. And that may be another problem for him. He's got to go and be aggressive. He can't just sit back. It's only 3 rounds too with Prates. He doesn't have 5 rounds to figure out their timing in this one. He's got 3 rounds to absolutely get up and go on it. And like you said, you get to a certain point in your career, you've been fighting these 5-rounders, you've been fighting these high-level guys that are trying to take you down. Now you got this raw, crazy younger guy in front of you with massive knockout potential. I don't know, man. He does look to be in phenomenal shape, but Leon always looks to be in phenomenal shape when he comes into these fights.
Well, listen, Leon he hasn't got a problem with showing up out of shape. He doesn't get complacent. He's professional. Yeah. He shows up. He's going to be in shape. He's going to have the cardio to go 5 rounds if he wants to go 5 rounds. You know, like people always say, and you'll probably agree with this, Paul, if you get in shape to do 3 rounds, you can do 5 rounds. You know what I'm saying? If you're in true shape. But the problem is just historically, he doesn't have that kind of power. Whereas Prates, and again, that's not an insult. It's not an insult. Of course, he's got knockouts and he's capable of knocking people out. But Prates is knocking everyone out. Ever since he was on the Contender Series, it's knockouts non-stop. 22 wins, 17 knockouts. Jeff Neal, Neil Magny, Li Jingliang, Charles Radke, Trevin Giles, and Mitch Ramirez.
He hasn't won a decision in the UFC. He lost by decision, but he is not. And that went 5 rounds. So for a guy that smokes the cigs and likes to go out, he showed that, and he was most dangerous in the 5th round against Ian Machado Gary, which is insane.
And that's 5 performance bonuses in his last 6 fights.
Yeah.
So that's a dude who likes the money. I think he's going to go out there and do this.
The money. You don't want to stay around long. You know that. Prates don't want to stay around long. He can't wait to start just barbecuing and drinking and hanging out and being cool. Like he's doing this to make that bread and get the hell out of here. I don't even know if Prates really cares about the belt, man.
See that's another thing as well, because when you become the champion and when everything's kind of rested on this image that you have, and you're one of the faces of British mixed martial arts, and you're in talks still for trying to become a champion again, it's all pressure, it's all noise, it's all distractions, it's all stuff that goes on in between your ears. Whereas to your point, Pratis doesn't seem to exemplify those kind of traits where he doesn't really care. And yeah, that can have downfalls where you don't care as much and you're not as professional, and maybe you're having a few tequilas and smoking a few ciggies, but it also makes you reckless, and it also makes you dangerous, and it also makes you willing to go forward and say, you know what, I was going to go and swing. He didn't do that against Gary, but he learned his lesson.
And he came back, and look at what he did to Neil. He went for it the whole time the fight lasted. It wasn't like he just caught him. He was on from the beginning of that fight, landing shots, looking dangerous, being aggressive. And I think he knows, like, okay. And again, for a guy that's maybe not necessarily putting all his hopes and dreams on becoming UFC champion, and rather wants to be known for being this exciting knockout machine, what's he going to do? He's going to continue to get in your face and go for it. And if he knows Leon Edwards is a guy that tends to sit back, wait for the perfect shot, could open up opportunities for Prates, or he could walk on to something.
Here's what I think Leon's going to do. I think he's going to grapple him.
Yeah, he might.
He shot on Sean Brady, right? That was the beginning of the end.
Yeah.
He shot on Sean Brady, got sprawled, and then that was the downfall, and he got finished. He took down Kamaru Usman both times, I think, when they fought.
I think did he take down? He might have even gotten on top of Bilal for a while. I think that's when he was elbowing him in one round. So he can definitely, and dude, he had really good moments against Gunnar Nelson when they were fighting too. And he can grapple. It's not a terrible idea for him to be the one to mix it up, because he's still dangerous on the feet. Carlos won't if he can get behind strikes before he does it and wait for Carlos to throw one of those big kicks or a big knee and get a hold of something, you can get him down.
Yeah. No, I think we are going to see that. I think he's going to try and surprise him and take him down. I'm going to lose some UK passport points. But Pratis winning. I've got to keep it real. I can't lie.
Of course.
Oh, but Bisping's always biased for the UK fighters. I'm not. I just speak my mind. But I got Carlos Pratis. I got to say it.
You're going to get an offensive speech charge the next time you go back.
Oh, exactly. True. I'm going to get arrested.
That's true.
God damn.
You're going to get a demerit.
Hey, he's from Birmingham. There was all kinds of madness going on at the weekend, I believe, in Birmingham. All kinds of riots and stuff I saw online.
I saw something in Paris, too, I thought, where it was getting crazy, too.
The world's going crazy. Harrington, who have you got, and what are the odds?
Yeah, what are the odds? Prates got to be a favorite.
Prates is the favorite. Similar to the last fight, he's anywhere from -200 to -215. If you're on Leon Edwards, you can get him for between +160 to +170.
I thought, because he was, I saw Leon was talking about Ian Gary, and he had a good point. He said Ian Gary, his proudest moment is not getting finished by Shavkat Rakhmonov, and he does talk about that a lot. And Leon said that his 3-step plan, if you will, to becoming the champion is beat Carlos Prates, then defeat Ian Gary, which I would love to see that matchup, whether he wins or loses, to be honest, and then fight for the belt. But it all starts with beating Carlos Prates.
It sure does.
You know what Carlos Prates' 3-step plan is?
Smoke a
hold on.
Edwards.
Beat Leon Edwards, smoke a pack of ciggies, get wasted in the bar. 4th step, take some piece of ass back to the room.
That's what I'm saying. Like, to Paul's point, like, this is not necessarily a man who's chasing a title. He likes being in big moments in big spots. He's on the main card on pay-per-view at Madison Square Garden against a former title challenger. Leon Edwards is already thinking about Ian Gary, who he's got heat with. He's already thinking about the winner of Jack Della Maddalena versus Islam for the title and how he's going to get his path there. I think for two guys who have both started, like, quote unquote, started slow at times, Prates gets going a lot quicker than Leon Edwards does. And in a 3-round fight, I just don't see the path.
Yeah, and I do think that's going to be a big issue. I do like, though, I don't mind, should I say, that Leon's talking about Ian Gary. Because, when you speak to fighters all the time, they won't give you an answer. Oh, I'm not looking past Saturday night. I don't think there's any problem in that. You want to have a vision. You want to have an idea where you're going and who you want next. And I think all fighters do. And they say.
They do.
They all do that.
They do. They do. Because I used to be the guy that would be like, well, I'm not looking past Dan Hooker on Saturday or Sunday. But in my mind, I'm calling out,
past him.
I'm calling out Gaethje, Poirier, Connor. All of these guys are on my mind. I know I just have to beat him first. And it's on your mind. You're 100% right. That
because they don't want to say that.
Even Prates. Well, Prates might be one that maybe isn't thinking about what goes on past Saturday. He might be thinking more about what goes on after Saturday night in New York City than he is about who he's going to be fighting next in the octagon.
Because Carlos Prates, I believe. So sorry, because most fighters, they do know what they want to do next. But a lot of them, they don't want to say anything because they're afraid they're going to look silly if they lose.
Yes. And that was always with me. I was always like, all right, I'm just going to keep it about this. I might say that there's things that I'm going to mention and it's in my mind, but yeah, you're all thinking it. We're all thinking it. You're lying if you're not. I as well am going to go with Carlos Prates. I just think, I think if they're both going to strike, and I think Carlos does have good enough takedown defense that if Leon tries to flip the script on him, I think he'll be able to handle it, even if he drops moments in the fight because he ends up on his back for a little bit. We saw that he's able to weather the storm there usually and still be dangerous when he gets back up.
I remember just going back to what we were saying a second ago about, believing in yourself that you're going to win the fight and making predictions and talking about who you want next. I had a few fights on the same card as Demetrius Johnson. And I remember we were doing a media day in LA. And this is Demetrius Johnson, who was defending the belt for the 23rd time or something stupid. And even at the media day, he refused to say that he thought he was going to win. And you know me, I was brash and full of it, and I said, Demetrius, why won't you just say, I'm going to go out and I'm going to whoop this guy's ass. I'm going to win. I'm very confident. And he was like, well, what if I don't? I'm going to look stupid. I'm like, well, yeah, that's the risk we all take. You know what I mean? But say it.
Yeah, it's crazy how different people can be in the same kind of sport where it's all violence, it's all craziness. Everything we're doing is wild, but yet some guys won't even admit that they think that they're going to win. Won't say that they think they're going to win on Saturday.
Are we saying that this is a clean sweep for Leon Edwards? No one's picking Leon?
Brian?
Nobody?
Not me. I'm not. I mean, Carlos Prates is looking for another bonus.
Hey, it does sound like we're advocating for smoking cigarettes, like we were talking at the start of the show. If you smoke cigarettes, it doesn't matter as long as you work out. If you smoke cigarettes in the UFC, you're still going to be able to beat a former champion. It's all good. Guys, go out there, develop a 40-a-day habit. You're going to go to the top. Shocking underdogs, big knockouts, and lightning-fast submissions. That's the beauty of the UFC. Every card's got a fight where the odds don't tell the whole story, and that's where money is made at MyBookie. This weekend's card is stacked with chances to do it again. And on MyBookie, you get all of the action, fight props, live betting, and boosts that turn good calls into big payouts. If you still haven't tried MyBookie, what are you even doing? Call yourself an MMA fan, get involved with MyBookie and use the code BELIEVE. And your first bet, up to $500, is fully covered. If you miss, then you can get it right back with your bet back bonus. This is where you take your shot. Build your bankroll and roll into Sunday football with house money. You don't need luck when you've got the right book. Play with MyBookie. And remember, the code is BELIEVE to get that bet back bonus.